In 2025, Hong Kong Disneyland will celebrate its 20th anniversary. In those 20 years, the resort has added one hotel and the park has doubled in the number of lands it has, starting in 2005 as the smallest castle park in the world. Let's explore the complete history of Hong Kong Disneyland. Before Hong Kong Disneyland officially opened, the Inspiration Lake Recreation Centre opened north of the park on August 16, 2005. On September 12, 2005, Hong Kong Disneyland officially opened, opening with Main Street USA, Adventureland, Fantasyland, and Tomorrowland, opening with only 13 attractions. Outside the park, the Hong Kong Disneyland Hotel and Disney's Hollywood Hotel both opened with the resort on September 12, 2005. Less than a year later, on July 13, 2006, the park's first expansion opened in Tomorrowland, featuring the water splash pad for UFO Zone, the interactive show Stitch Encounter, and a version of Autopia that used electrical vehicles. On July 24, 2007, Main Street received a new addition in the form of Animation Academy, whilst a new water-themed parade called Mickey's Waterworks debuted the same day. Towards the end of the year, on September 24, 2007, the Plaza grounds opened next to the Plaza Inn restaurant, a temporary meet and greet location. On January 22, 2008, Mickey's House opened in the Plaza grounds, whilst Turtle Talk with Crush opened there between May and August of 2008. Over in Fantasyland, Hong Kong Disneyland received its version of It's a Small World, featuring Disney characters in the design of the Small World dolls, on April 28th. Finally, on August 31, 2008, The Art of Animation opened on Main Street, showing guests a behind-the-scenes look at how animation is created. We skip ahead to November 1st, 2010, when Disney on Parade ended its run at Hong Kong Disneyland. It was replaced on January 21st, 2011 with a Flights of Fantasy parade. The same day, Pixie Hollow opened in Fantasyland. At the end of the year, on November 18th, 2011, the first new land, in a set of 3 planned, opened, Toy Story Land. The new land added 3 new attractions to the park's lineup, including Toy Soldier Parachute Drop, Slinky Dog Spin, and RC Racer. The next new land opened a year later, on July 14, 2012, when Grizzly Gulch opened, a land centered around the Big Grizzly Mountain Runaway Minecars roller coaster that travels forwards and backwards. The final new land as part of this round of expansion opened on May 17, 2013, in the form of Mystic Point, featuring the Gardens of Wonder and the Mystic Point Freight Depot Station. The main attraction was the trackless dark ride Mystic Manor, a version of the Haunted Mansion focused on Societies of Explorers and Adventurers member Henry Mystic. The same year, on August 31st, Mickey's Waterworks ended its run. On October 1st, 2014, Paint the Night made its debut at Hong Kong Disneyland, that park's first nighttime parade. On June 11, 2015, the Pavilion opened between Main Street and Adventureland, a black box event space where various seasonal offerings have been held. In Fantasyland, the Golden Mickeys ended its run at the Storybook Theatre on July 26, 2015, being replaced on November 17th by Mickey and the Wanderer's Book. A month later, Pixie Hollow was encompassed in the new Fairy Tale Forest attraction in Fantasyland, a walk-through attraction through various Disney stories. In 2016, Tomorrowland began its Star Wars and Marvel transformation, with Stitch Encounter and Space Mountain closing on May 2, 2016. On June 11th, the Star Wars Command Post and the Hyperspace Mountain opened to promote the new Star Wars trilogy. The same day, Autopia closed at Hong Kong Disneyland to make way for a new Marvel expansion to the land. Also in June, Jedi Training Trials of the Temple opened at the Tomorrowland stage. By October 22, 2016, the Expo Shop opened in Tomorrowland, the first part of a mini-land Stark Expo. On Main Street, the cinema began hosting My Journeys with Duffy, becoming the main merchandise location for Duffy the Disney Bear. Next up, the Art of Animation, the Annex meet and greet location opened on November 14th, 2016. In Stark Expo on January 11th, 2017, the Iron Man Experience attraction and the Iron Man Tech Showcase opened, the first Disney-built Marvel attraction in the world. To make way for another Marvel attraction, Buzz Lightyear Astro Blaster and Star Command Supplies closed on August 31st, 2017. Back on Main Street on December 14th, the Royal Princess Garden opened in the Plaza grounds. Outside of the park on April 30th, 2017, the Disney Explorer Lodge opened, the resort's third hotel. To make way for the new castle, the Sleeping Beauty Castle and Disney in the Stars closed on January 1st, 2018. The temporary projection show We Love Mickey debuted on March 5th, whilst the new meet and greet location in Adventureland, Kiribati Marketplace, opened on March 30th. A few months later on May 28th, 2018, Moana A Homecoming Celebration opened in Adventureland, the first Moana-themed attraction at any Disney park. As construction on a new Frozen land began, the Heart Gazebo was removed from Fantasy Gardens, and the railroad was temporarily closed in February 2019, whilst the Royal Princess Garden closed on June 21st. In Stark Expo, Ant-Man and the Wasp's Nano Battle and Pavilion Gifts opened as part of Phase 2 of the Marvel Land on March 31st, 2019. On January 26, 2020, Hong Kong Disneyland closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, bringing with it the end of Flights of Fantasy Parade, Paper Night, and the closure of Tarzan's Treehouse. The park would continually reopen and reclose throughout the next 2 years, before permanently reopening on February 19, 2022. Having reopened a few months earlier, the Castle of Magical Dreams and Royal Reception Hall opened on November 21st, 2020, although it would be a while before guests could enjoy it permanently due to the COVID restrictions at the time. On May 31st, 2021, Jedi training ended at the Tomorrowland stage, whilst the new Castle stage show Follow Your Dreams debuted on June 30th, 2021. The final element of the new castle, a new nighttime spectacular called Momentous, debuted on June 18th, 2022, causing the end of We Love Mickey. On February 6th, 2023, Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Dance-Off debuted at the Tomorrowland stage, whilst Duffy and Friends moved into the Plaza Gardens on April 1st. In Fantasyland, on June 29th, 2023, the Sword in the Stone was removed so the Dreammaker statue could be added in its place on October 16th, 2023. In November, the railroad reopened to coincide with the opening of the World of Frozen on November 20th, adding 2 new attractions, including Frozen Ever After and Wandering Oaken's Sliding Sleighs. Finally, on January 18th, 2024, Tarzan's Treehouse reopened in Adventureland. Looking to the future of the resort, the third phase of Stark Expo is set to open in the next few years, with a Spider-Man themed drop tower attraction. Since opening in 2005, Hong Kong Disneyland has steadily increased in capacity, gaining its own identity that makes it a park worth visiting. I can't help but wonder what the future holds for the park, and whether the resort will get any bigger in the near future. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below on what you want to see next on the Distory channel.